Good morning, guys. I got my cappuccino. It's finally sunny here in San Francisco, and the Corvette is finally broken in. So I wanted to show a video for you guys, or make a video rather, of kind of driving this thing hard and showing you what the limits are all about and all the performance stuff. So let's take a little ride. Let's get the fuck out of here. There we go. So given that I've had and driven a fair amount of cars, a lot of people ask me, how does this thing compare to my C6 Z06, which truly was an absolute monster. And it's a little difficult to compare the two, A, because my C6 was modified. I had intake, full exhaust, and a tune on that. And that car was quite a bit lighter than this, about 300 pounds lighter. But that being said, so we're just merging here. They are very similar in a lot of ways, but the suspension on this car is so much better. And I have to say, I've never driven a C6 with a stock Z06, or C6 Z06 with a stock suspension. Mine had a FOT coilover system, which it was either needing replacement because it was older. The original owner had put it on, not myself, and it was just very stiff and kind of primitive in certain ways. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that suspension. I was actually going to replace it if I had kept the car longer. So it felt a little almost frightening when you're accelerating, not just because the car was so fucking fast, but it was also just not as controlled or planted feeling. So I don't know if that's true with all C6 Z06s. Again, I've never driven other ones that had more of a stock setup or possibly just a better coilover setup. So that alone made the car feel fast because it was still kind of rickety versus my other cars like the R8 or the M4 that were similarly quick, to be honest, but they just felt way more planted and a little bit less scary when accelerating. Also, for some reason, my Z06 was a little floaty at higher speeds, so very different experience than the other ones, even though they were all making pretty similar power, right around 500 wheel, versus this car, I'm only making probably 400, low fours at the wheel. This motor does make, stock for stock, it makes more torque than the C6 Z06 motor, right around the same. I think theirs is 470, this one's 465, so pretty similar though. But again, once I put a few mods on, this should be very, very similar to that car. That being said, the 460 horsepower in this feels like there's a lot more. It's fucking fast, and it's not the lightest car out there, but it's fairly light. It's 3,400 pounds. But this thing fucking gets up and goes. So when we flip around here in a second, you will see that when you actually rev this car out, it hauls ass. So I will say, I think this would honestly keep up with the C6 Z06. I know a lot of the stocks, even the regular Stingrays, are pretty close in performance to those. So really, if you do any mods whatsoever, you're going to be right on the same page, if not a little quicker. But again, the overall experience, this car is just so much more polished than those ones are. So we're going to whip a Yui and get on it, because we got an open strip of road right here. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This thing fucking hauls ass. Here we go. Little Yui. Get straight. Here we go. Out back, the 465 foot-pounds of torque will just blow that rubber right out of the gate. So work our way down the hill here. And we got a yellow 911 up ahead. Let's go Harrison. The part I like about this car too is I like the rev match. If you're just trying to cruising around, you don't want to put a lot of wear and tear on the car. It's great to have, but with it turned off, it's really easy to blip the throttle in this car. It revs like just the right amount, so when you tap the throttle, it's just very easy to do out of the box. Versus with the R8, the throttle's so sensitive and it revs like a motorcycle. You just barely have to tap the gas to get it to the right RPM level for the next gear down. But I found it very easy. Even the first time I drove the C7 Z06, same sort of thing. It was very easy to do downshifts in this car. So we're coming up to a little stoplight here. I'll give you again a proper acceleration that I don't miss my fucking shifts. Okay, here we go. So from a 5-mile-an-hour roll on the throttle. There's 100 right there. Obviously, this is a closed circuit, so don't try this at home. Rev match there. That was. Here we go. Turn. Stop sign. Go through some twisties right here for you guys. This thing pulls so hard out of turns. It's one of my favorite turns. That's nearby my house. There we go. That was fun. This thing is so planted in the turns. It's unreal. So there's just a little taste for you guys, but yeah, hopefully you can hear it in here. Maybe I'll try it with the windows down. Don't know how it does in the with wind noise, but see if we can get you a little bit better audio. Great success. Nice, a sweet RX-7. Alright, let's get on it. Bring the bliss. Turning here. I will say earlier, when I rolled on coming the opposite direction, the traction control is excellent. It definitely was probably working, but it was so subtle, just enough to give me traction that it didn't feel super intrusive. It wasn't like on off on the throttle like kind of a little bit older cars are. Chevy really did a nice job with their performance traction management in this thing. This car is a beast, I'm telling you. Again, this is fully stock. I mean, just there's a little tunnel for you guys. Acceleration is pretty brutal in this car. Even with the manual, you're not going to be as quick as the auto, obviously. But I would say it's pretty close to like a 3.9 or something if you're shifting pretty quick. I think they said with the stickier tires in the auto, you can do a 3.6 in this car. Does not surprise me at all. My R8 is still definitely the most brutal accelerating car I've ever had, just given the all-wheel drive. We're pitching the RX-7, give the all-wheel drive, but these things, man, when you can hook up, they go, and they sound good too. Don't want to embarrass my buddy. He's got a GT350 Mustang, and those things do sound good, the flat plane crank, but I don't love it. There's something a little weird about it. I still like the kind of deeper, throatier nature of the Corvette and the LT motors. So this little RX-7 here, he's got a V8. It sounds good. So you can hear him. The LS3? LS1, nice. Shit. With like 400 wheels, something like that?
It's pretty stock. It's like matters.
Right? Nice. Have fun, guys.
I like the balance.
Just say they have an LS1 in there. They run 12s. I think it's pretty quick. 2,800 pounds. It's awesome. So I gotta go pick up my brother now. We are headed to go brew some beer. But definitely more content to come now. I think we're gonna have some on-off rain here continuing forward, but when it's sunny and dry on the weekends, I'll definitely get some shots in. And hoping to install the X-Pipe next week, so I'll give you guys a comparison video of stock exhaust versus stock exhaust plus the X-Pipe there. Let's see here. That's pretty much it for now. Really loving the car. Hopefully you guys enjoying the content. If there's anything you guys want to see, just let me know. Probably do a couple more R8 videos here while I still have the car. Definitely going to try to go on a road trip in that thing before I sell it, which hopefully isn't soon. I want to have it for another month or so if I can, especially once spring comes around. It'll be worth a bit more. But yeah, guys, really loving the Corvette so far. It's great that it's broken in, that I can kind of get on it now. Hoping to do a track day here shortly. I think they advise to wait till you have at least 1,500 miles, so I'm sure I'll be there in the next month or two, and the weather will be a little bit better, so maybe we can go up to Sonoma Racetrack or Laguna Seca, one of the closer ones here. That's pretty much it. Again, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. If there's anything you guys want to see, I read pretty much every comment, so let me know, and I'll definitely do something to meet those demands. Also, the skip shift in this thing is fucking obnoxious. I know they do it for EPA reasons, so I bought the little plug. I just need to go under the car, and once I plug that thing in, I'll get rid of this obnoxious little shift. Other than that, take care, guys.